Hey guys, Perfect Game Bad today, bringing you a video, and today we're covering Battlefield 6 Weapon Wishlist Part 2. I will link Part 1 down in the description, as well as we have all of the confirmed weapons of the game so far, which I have a video on that also. So you can check that out. Again, I'll link that in the description, or you can check it out on the channel. So today we're going into the Part 2 of the Weapon Wishlist. Anything I missed or wasn't in Part 1 that you guys want to see, leave it in the comments down below, and I will include it in a future video. So you guys made some suggestions. I pulled some of those ones, and I have some of my own here. So the first one, I know a couple people in the comments mentioned the MDR-X from Desert Tech. So a great choice, but I'm going to switch it up slightly. And for this first one, this would be in the AR category. It's another continuing the trend of the bullpup rifles from last video. We would be going with the NGSAR from Desert Tech. So this is their next generation entry to the NGSW program. So the NGSAR is, it looks similar to the Desert Tech MDR-X. Same overall design aesthetically. However, the specs for the rifle, it would be chambered in 6.8 PCP. So 6.8 by 51 is the same as the NGSW program that the SIG Spear and the RM277 took. It's a gas stroke piston, a 650 rounds per minute rate of fire with a 20-round magazine. Obviously, that could be extended. 20-inch barrel with a muzzle velocity of 2,933 feet per second. Overall rifle length is only 31.75 inches. Again, the benefits of the bullpup design are really good. Now, this is an entry that didn't make it to the top 3 finalists, but it was a really good contender, and I think Desert Tech, they made some changes after they were kicked out of the program, weren't selected for the finalists. It's an overall really good rifle, and I think it's very competitive with the Spear and the RM277, and even the other entry that came in third. I don't remember what it was called, but that was another bullpup entry. But here, the NGSAR from Desert Tech is a really good rifle. You could even, for the game, you could have a conversion kit for this potentially to turn it into the MDR or the MDR-X, chambered in the 5.56 or even the 7.62 version. But here, the NGSAR from Desert Tech would be the 6.8 PCP version. Next up, we have a light machine gun here. This would be the Rheinmetall MG3. So the MG3 is one of my favorite light machine guns. It is essentially it's the NATO version of the MG42. So this is, place of origin was West Germany. This was designed in 1959. It's basically MG42, just in standard NATO ammo of 7.62 by 51 millimeters. So it's obviously like reworked the design changes to make it compatible with 7.62 by 51 millimeter, and was put in to production. And again, it has a rate of fire similar, a little bit slower than the MG42. Its rate of fire is 1,000 to 1,200 rounds per, or excuse me, 1,000 to 1,200 rounds per minute, and it can fluctuate from 800 to 1,200 rounds per minute, essentially. Muzzle velocity of 820 meters per second, or 2,690 feet per second. So the MG3 is just a great weapon. Again, the rate of fire, nothing beats that Burt of the MG3. So I really want to see that one added to the game also. Next up, for a sniper rifle, I'm going to go ahead and say the Barrett M82 A1 or the A2, or the M107 is what it is. So the Barrett M82, obviously 50 BMG, semi-automatic. Again, just a classic weapon. It's been in Battlefields before, been in Call of Duties. It's pretty much in every modern-esque first-person shooter. But the Barrett M82 is a anti-material rifle, or an AMR, chambered in 50 BMG. So the semi-automatic, I mean, it's just a staple. And we had it in Battlefield 4 as one of those pickup weapons, and it was a one-shot kill and really good at disabling vehicles too. So I really want to see this. Now, I did maybe see it in the PC trailer, although it's not on the list of weapons that I've seen for the full list. So I'm still going to leave this as a sniper rifle entry that I do want to see added to the game, is the Barrett M82, either the A1 or the A2 variant of the weapon. Next up, for assault rifles, or it could even go in some of the other categories like engineers, things like that, for the carbines or carbines, depending on which side of the pod you're on. That's going to be the AS-VAL / VSS Ventura. So the AS-VAL, we'll just say the AS-VAL. So it's been in previous Battlefields, Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. Battlefield 3, it did have the extended mag option for 30 rounds. And Battlefield 4, it did not, but it was still one of my favorite weapons with that 20-round mag. This is a Russian integrally suppressed subsonic weapon chambered in 9x39 millimeter. Very quiet, and again, just a high rate of fire of around 900 rounds per minute. So this is a great weapon, a staple. You can say the AS-VAL M, I guess, for the modernized version of this would be amazing in the game. And with that, you can also, in the game, you would be able to convert it to the VSS M with the modernized variant of the VSS Venturas, as well as probably the SR3 and the SR3M variants as well, all chambered in 9x39 millimeter. Next up is going to be, for the AR category, is going to be the Spear Light. So the MCX Spear Light. This is obviously a Sig Sauer weapon. This is basically the improved version of the MCX Virtus. So the Spear Light, however, this I'm going to say chambered in 300 blackout instead of 5.56. So I'd like to see it in 300 blackout. Now, in real life, the Spear Light comes in, for 300 blackout versions, comes in 9-inch SBR version for the short barrel rifle, as well as the similar of the 9-inch pistol version for the, or the 5.5-inch version for similar to the Rattler. So again, both in 300 blackout. The Six Spear, just the improved version of the Virtus, chambered in 300 blackout, I think would be really good instead of another 5.56 weapon. I don't believe there is any 300 blackout weapons in the game currently, so I think the Spear Light, with a variety of different barrel lengths chambered in 300 blackout, would be a really good addition to the game. And obviously you could have that integrally suppressed barrel option there, similar to what we do see with the Rattler in real life. Next up, for the light machine gun category, we're going to go with the Russian RPL-20. So the RPL-20, this is not fully in production with the Russian military yet. This is the very first belt-fed light machine gun for the Russian military, chambered in 5.45 by 39 millimeter. So it's a really nice design. This was in Battlefield 2042. We also did see it in Modern Warfare 3 as well. So the RPL-20, it's a really good gun. They have it in trials currently, but it hasn't been fully adopted and put into service yet. But the RPL-20 is a really good light machine gun for the Russian military that I would like to see added to the game. Next up for sniper rifles is going to be the Tech SRS. So the Tech SRS is a bullpup sniper rifle. Again, the bullpup design continues, or the trend for these videos continue. But I would like to see the SRS added to the game. Now, this is chambered in 7.62 by 51 millimeter, I believe it is, and I believe it also can be swapped in calibers. So correct me if I'm wrong down below. I believe it can be chambered in the 7.62 by 51 as well as 300 Winchester, 6.5 Creedmoor, and 338 Lapua Magnum. So it has a variety of different calibers that it can shoot, and again, just a really good bullpup design. You have the 22-inch standard barrel, also goes up to 26 in real life too, and again, with the bullpup design, it's an overall shorter rifle. So this would be a really good addition to the sniper rifle category, is the Tech SRS, or the SRS-1, I believe, may be the latest variant there as well. Next up for the assault rifle category here is going to be the Malyuk. So the Malyuk, again, another bullpup weapon here. Not doing this on purpose, but the Malyuk is a Ukrainian rifle. We've seen this in service now in the Ukrainian-Russian war. So it is a bullpup rifle chambered in 7.62 by 39 millimeters. So this is Ukrainian designed, but essentially what it is it is an AKM just turned into a bullpup with a different chassis, essentially. So very similar to last video, I mentioned for the AK, Russian AKs, I wanted to see maybe an AKM or a 103 with the BS4 conversion kit. This would be another good option. What I would like to see added as well is the Malyuk. And again, you have different suppressor options, different barrel length options for this. Again, chambered in 7.62 by 39 millimeter, but it is, in fact, at the core, the weapon is an AKM. They just took all their AKMs that they had because they used to be part of the Soviet Union, and they converted these into Malyuks. So it is a really nice design. There's also a variant that is chambered in 545 by 39 millimeters, so you could also do that version as well, or just allow a conversion kit to it to swap out the ammo for the weapon to allow for both calibers in the game. But the Malyuk, we've seen it in Call of Duty before, and some other games here and there. But again, the Malyuk, just a really great weapon. So I do want to see that added to the game. Next up is a good one that some of you guys recommended. We've seen it in previous Battlefields, is the H&K XM8. So the XM8, everyone knows this weapon. It was featured at first in Bad Company 2, I believe it was. Now, there was versions of this weapon that had Picatinny monorails on top. So I would like to see that version of the weapon. Kind of what the weapon eventually would have been if it didn't get canceled, was had Picatinny rails on the handguard and a mono pick rail on top, kind of like we see with the modernized G36 designs that removed that integral sight carrying handle option. So the XM8, the more modernized version that probably would have ended up going to production. Again, this is chambered in 5.56 by 45 millimeter NATO. A really great weapon. It was designed in 2002. 30-round magazine takes the HK mag, same as we see the G36. So I would really like to see this weapon added to the game, but not just the generic XM8 that we've seen. I want to see the more modernized version, like I said, that would have gone to production with the pick rails. I think that was a really good design. Unfortunately, this weapon just got canned due to politics, mainly within the military. So the XM8 would be a great addition to the game here. Next up, for the marksman rifle category, I would like to see the SR-25 or the M110. So again, this is Knights Armament Company SR-25. The military designation is the M110, chambered in 7.62 by 51 millimeter NATO. So this has been in Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. Right now, it's not in the game, and it's not listed as the full weapon list that I've seen right now. I would be surprised if we don't see this in the game at some point. So the SR-25, again, been in previous Battlefields. We've seen it in Call of Duty, the Modern Warfare series as well as, you know, Arma, Squad, all that stuff. So the Knights Armament Company SR-25, chambered in 7.62 by 51 millimeter, would be a really good version to add to the game. And next up, I want to add the MSBS GROT. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the bullpup version of the GROT is in the game. I don't remember off the top of my head from my list. But regardless, I do want to see the MSBS GROT, the regular version of the weapon. This is not the non-bullpup version. They make two versions. One's bullpup, one's regular. It looks very aesthetically similar to the ACR. No doubt it was inspired by that ACR program and the SCAR Light program. But this is a Polish assault rifle. It's been in service over in Poland, used in the Ukrainian-Russo war. We've seen it used there as well. Variety of different barrel lengths, and it also does have a 7.62 by 39 millimeter conversion kit also. So 5.56 by 45 NATO and 7.62 by 39 Russian for this weapon. But again, heavily influenced by a lot of those more modernized weapons that we've seen after the ACR program. So the MSBS GROT from Poland would be a great addition to the game, as well as the bullpup variant. But I do believe the bullpup version is already in the game, if I'm not mistaken. So that's what I would like to see. That's all for this version of Weapon Wishlist Part 2. Let me know down below. I'll be doing Part 3 and more, because there's a lot of guns to cover there. But let me know what your favorite was of this list, and then add your weapons that you want to see added to the game down below. Till next time, this is Buffner Gaming with Battlefield 6 Wishlist Part 2. Till next time, Buffner Gaming out.